welcome to the Big House in Ann Arbor, Michigan. First time since 1947 that Michigan and Wisconsin will meet while both are ranked in the AP Top 10. With that, we say welcome to October. Another capacity crowd will be on hand for the 65th meeting all time between these two Big Ten rivals. Good afternoon. With Brian, I'm Steve Levy. Todd McShay will join us shortly. I don't think Jim Harbaugh appreciated me asking about circling this game on the calendar, but I think a lot of people across the country agree we're going to really find out about Michigan today.
Certainly, there are big games against Michigan State and Ohio State to come for Michigan, but those games won't be as big if they don't take care of business today against a Wisconsin team that a lot of people think, me included, is the surprise of college football so far in September.
Yeah, we've already found out plenty about Wisconsin. They're terrific.
Tough-nosed defense. They take after their head coach and Paul Chryst. It's going to be a great defensive battle today between these two clubs.
4-0 against 4-0, both 1-0 in Big Ten play. I mean, think about Wisconsin. They just won at Michigan State and travel the following week here to Ann Arbor. Another top 10 showdown for you. Steve Levy, Brian Greasy, Todd McShay, and you've come just in time. Michigan has deferred. Wisconsin will receive. And the ball will be spotted out at the 25-yard line. Perfect Wisconsin, perfect Michigan. And we welcome you to ESPN on ABC College Football, presented by Walmart. First time since 1947 that Michigan and Wisconsin meet while both are ranked in the AP Top 10. And Wisconsin opening up with the football. We'll say hi to their quarterback, Alex Hornibrook. The redshirt freshman quarterback got his first career start at Michigan State, second career start at Michigan. How do you like me now? We'll find out. First down and 10 from the 25. Corey Clement is the single setback behind Hornibrook. And Clement is the ball carrier, maybe a gain of 1 against this stingy Michigan defense.
We found out a lot about Alex Hornibrook last week in East Lansing, especially on third down. He was outstanding in clutch situations. You see his numbers. He was a big part of the reason why they won on the road. Now he comes into another hostile environment. You got to believe that the nerves are going through Hornibrook early in this game.
Second down and 9. The fullback in there. Give it off to Clement. Ben Gideon makes the stop. Middle linebacker for Michigan.
It's going to be interesting to see these two teams. Very similar, Steve. Strong defenses, traditional powers running the football, but haven't been as consistent running the ball, either one of them. You see Wisconsin hasn't had that ability to just push them off the football. The quarterbacks are going to be a big piece of the game today.
Yeah, and what's happening is for Wisconsin, a lot of third and longs. Hornibrook was great last week, but can he do it again against a Michigan defense that's outstanding on third and long?
9 of 13 on third down a week ago. First big spot of the game on 37. Throws and completes. Able to hit Robert Wheelwright across midfield. Clutch pass and catch for gain of 24.
And a huge pickup by the running back, Ogunbowale. You see him right on Peppers. They love to insert Peppers in the rush. He stands in there much like he did on the first third down last week in East Lansing when Malik McDowell was crushing down on him. Does the same to start this football game.
Standing right behind him. Great vision and feel for where he had to throw the ball to throw his receiver open.
And you know Don Brown is bringing pressure on anything 3rd and 3 longer, like 3rd and 7 that was. Right back to the run game. They want to stay out of that 3rd and long, obviously, and Clement picks up a couple there.
Wisconsin, in their upsets of LSU and Michigan State, the first quarter has been critical. You see the dominance there. 50 minutes of time of possession to 9. You see the yardage differential. 50 more plays. That is crazy.
you see the points that it adds up to, outscoring the opponents 22-3. 2nd and 7 now, cross midfield. Hornibrook to throw. Quick out to the flat to Dare Ogunbowale, able to turn the corner and has the first down.
Ogunbowale is going to be more of a factor in this Wisconsin offense. He's the man that took over for Corey Clement when he was injured a year ago. Clement is now back healthy, but they can't keep 23 off the field. He's too good, as we saw in pass protection and third downs catching the football, to be on the sideline.
And they spotted him just short of the first down. So let's call it 3rd and inches. Clement's back in there. Alec Ingold is the fullback in front of him. That's Troy Fumagalli. They set in motion. Give it to Ingold, the fullback, and he does have it on the quick hitter. Has the first down, and the football come out. Michigan says they have it. Let's see.
Peppers came out of the stack with the football. Ingold looked to have the first down, was down on the ground. The question is, did the ball come out? Obviously before his knee went down. It looks like that knee was down. So hard to get in that scrum. Again, the call on the field was a fumble. And the knee's down. And they're going to take another look at this.
After further review, the runner's knee was down prior to the ball coming out. It is first down and 10 at the 37-yard line. Please reset the game clock to 11 minutes, 55 seconds. Thank you.
And they spotted first down and 10 for Wisconsin.
It's the area of the field where Paul Christ loves to take a shot. This kind of red zone fringe, 35-yard line. Jazz Peavy's been their go-to guy. It was a week ago. He burned Michigan State on numerous occasions.
Austin Ravish replaces Ingold as the fullback. Handed off to Ravish. Maybe has a yard or two.
I get the feeling that Paul Christ has heard enough about their inability to run the football consistently. You know, 2 years ago they ran the ball for 6.9 yards per carry. Now, he wasn't here. Last year, only 3.8 yards. He wants to establish that identity. That's who he is. He's got some players up front that are young, 4 sophomores on this offensive line, and a first-time starter at left tackle. He's obviously trying to establish the line of scrimmage early.
2nd and 8. Out of the gun. Flag flies. Let's see if somebody jumped. Could be Jacob Maxwell.
False start. Offense, number 52. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
That's Maxwell, one of those youngsters on the offensive line.
Yeah, and Maxwell's been developing at that position. They've had an injury up front to John Dietzen. Brett Connors, the center, made his first start a week ago against Malik McDowell in that defensive line for Michigan State. Probably their best players at left tackle, 65 Ramchek. Be a great matchup to watch. He on Taco Charlton and Chris Werner.
And he was the transfer from Division III school. 2nd and 13 after they pick up the flag. Ogunbowale trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Another long 3rd down. Saw the approach from Alex Hornibrook. On that first 3rd and long, they converted with a great pickup by Ogunbowale. But as we talked with Paul Christ last night, you cannot be in these situations. You can't expect to have that same kind of production on 3rd down, especially when this Michigan defense leads the college football on 3rd downs.
On 3rd and 10 or more last week, Hornibrook was 6 for 6 for 100 yards against that Michigan State defense. Here's 3rd and 10. Looking right and throwing right. And it is knocked away. George Rushing was the intended target. Channing Stribling, outstanding man-on-man coverage.
Nice change up from Don Brown, defensive coordinator for Michigan. They were expecting man-to-man coverage. They got man coverage underneath, but a safety over the top. Stribling in great position. He's got so much length. It's difficult to throw the ball over.
He had to get the ball out quickly there, put it up, wanted his receiver to go make a play, wasn't able to. Not a bad shot, though.
Anthony Lottie, the true freshman, is set to punt. And waiting for it is Jabrill Peppers. We'll see if Peppers even gets an opportunity. And he won't. Going to be down back at the 10-yard line. Michigan gets the football for the first time when we come back. Levy, Creasy, and McShay. We're throwing down on this Saturday afternoon. Michigan has the football for the first time today. And that's the quarterback, Wilton Spate. He's going to throw on first down, or try to throw. Shakes off an offender. Is brought down finally. Zach Bond got to him.
Yeah, Vince Beagle not going to play in this game. He's injured. His replacement is right here, Dooley. He doesn't even get blocked. There's a miscommunication there up front. Misses him. Spate does a nice job of not giving up the sack and at least getting 2 yards. It's a big loss for Wisconsin defensively. Beagle's their senior captain, their best player on this defensive front seven. Dooley has a big job to replace him.
He's kind of their heartbeat, too, emotional leader as well. Throwing incomplete, and Spate able to connect, and it's wide open to his tight end, Jake Butt. Who else?
They're going to attack Dooley right off the bat. They know that he's new to this system, so they release Jake Butt, their best receiver. And you asked in the 3-4 system these outside linebackers to drop in coverage. That's one of the things you're asked to do. And Dooley at 6'3", 250 pounds, not quite as fast as Vince Beagle.
Got a good look into the eyes of Henry Poggi, the fullback. But Spate's throwing again on first down. To J.U. Chesson, brought down after the short gain of 6 yards on the play. Take a look at today's right combination, which is brought to you by State Farm.
Well, and this is a big opportunity for Wilton Spate. You know, the competition level has not been the toughest for Michigan so far. Last week, Penn State without their 3 linebackers. Jake Butt's a big key in this game because if he gets to the second level, the safeties for Wisconsin are not as big.
Chris Evans, first handoff. He's the speed back, and he looks to break, and he's across midfield. Welcome to the football game today, Chris Evans, the freshman from Indianapolis.
And a big question for this Michigan offense, can they run the ball between the tackles against a physical front seven? They did it last week against Penn State, but Penn State is nowhere near Wisconsin.
Really nice change of pace to have Evans with the burst that he brings. Obviously, and Smith have a power back. Plus, don't be surprised if we see both Evans and Smith in the field at the same time. Evans can work out in the slot as a receiver. Very good pass catcher.
Rush of 22 yards on that play. Sure, why not give it back to him? There's Evans, and that time he is brought down by Connor Sheehy after the short game.
It's been an interesting approach from Jim Harbaugh with his running back so far this year. He knows that Davion Smith is his bell cow, but then he sprinkled in 4 other guys. We've seen Chris Evans. We've seen Ty Isaac. Last week we saw Karan Higdon. He's trying to keep his guys fresh for the remainder of this season. I think it's a good approach.
And it works twofold, right? You keep them fresh, and you keep them hungry, too.
And they get experience. You know, Chris Evans, as a true freshman, has got great experience so far this month.
2nd and 10, midfield. Spate to throw. Perfect. Able to hook up with Amara Darboh for his first catch. You get the running game going, then the passing game gain of 12.
Well, and you have to have balance against a team like Wisconsin. You can't just try to run the ball on 1st and 10 or 2nd and 10. Spate is going to have to make these kinds of good decisions and accurate throws all game.
And he told us it was very important to get some of these throws over the middle, some of these routes connected early on against that cover 3, because there's usually 4 or 5 defenders under in coverage.
Spate under pressure, able to dump it off for Chris Evans. T.J. Edwards brings him down.
And another first down throw, right? Another first down throw. Jim Harbaugh understands he's got to get his quarterback in rhythm against a good defense. He's got to keep the tempo right, and they've got to make good decisions. And Wilton Spate, get this, outside of the first pass of the year, which was an interception,
yes,
he hasn't thrown an interception since.
That same game, that first opening game, after the interception, they scored 7 touchdowns on 7 consecutive possessions. 3 in the backfield. give it to Davion Smith, the last man through. He has the first down on 2nd and 1.
And there's not a worse way to start the season on the first snap than to do this. And not only that, but then he goes over and he runs right into Jim Harbaugh on the sideline. But Jim doesn't get mad at him. He just says, hey, man, we're going to need you all day. We can recover from it. And I think that was a huge opportunity for Wilton Speight to say, you know what? I'm going to let all the jitters go. I'm just going to play the game. The coach got my back. And you see the production from that. 119 passes since then without interception.
They get the first down, and now from the 25, off the play fake. Speight wants it. Oh, nearly intercepted. Looking for Chesson on the play, and it was broken up nicely by Leo Musso.
Leo Musso, watching him the last 4 games, I've become a big fan. I mean, he says he's 5'10". I think he's closer to 5'7", but he's smart as can be. Chesson has 6'3", has the advantage from a height standpoint, but Musso has the closing speed and the smarts, and he's been a big addition for this Wisconsin defense.
I stood next to him right before the game. I'm guessing 5'6".
How tall are you again, McShay?
Pushing 6'1".
Is that what we're going with, 6'1"?
6'0", 6'6".
I think he's using the same tape that Musso did.
Chesson has the first down there. Another completion for Speight. Make him 6 of 8 now.
You've seen them throw the ball with a lot of efficiency on 1st and 2nd down. Now you get inside the red zone. This is where, as a quarterback in Wilton Speight, you need to continue to grow. You need to continue to protect the football. But down here, you really need a running game. That's where this Michigan offense can continue to improve. Michigan's been terrific, as you see, in the red zone.
Keep in mind, Wisconsin has allowed just 3 offensive touchdowns all season. Hand it off to Chesson. In the final half minute of the quarter.
It's going to be a low-scoring game, right, with these two teams. So these red zone opportunities for both teams are so critical.
Look at this formation.
Yeah.
What do you call this, Cruz?
That's the train.
Who didn't know that? Now on 2nd and 2. Hand it off. Davion Smith trying to push towards the goal line. The helmet's in the end zone. I do not believe the football is. That's Devin Asiasi who lost his helmet on the exchange. They're going to say he was down at the 1, and 0's on the clock as well.
You know, you talk about Jim Harbaugh making it fun. A lot of times kids just want something new. Like, we're going to come out and we're going to line up in something people have never seen before, and the young kids get so excited about it. It's a little thing, but that's what makes Jim Harbaugh different.
You can't change the uniforms here at Michigan, so you got to change the formations. They'll walk it all the way down, 99 yards to the other end, scoreless after 1. Welcome back to Michigan Stadium as we continue Dr. Pepper's Championship Drive Game of the Week. You're watching the Big Ten on ABC. It was scoreless, maybe for a couple of seconds. Michigan has the football, 1st and goal at the Wisconsin 1-yard line as we open up 2nd quarter action. Keep in mind, the Wisconsin defense, they've allowed just 3 offensive touchdowns this season, only 1 rushing touchdown. Davion Smith and Khalid Heel in the backfield. Hill is their touchdown maker. Gets there for the score. 5th touchdown of the season, Khalid Hill. Michigan on the board.
Khalid Hill has been their sledgehammer inside the 2-yard line. Take a look at this exchange. Held on to it. That's a great job by Wilton Speight. He almost gave the ball to him with one hand and ushered him into the path there with the other hand, trying to push him in. Such a powerful guy, Khalid Hill, and so versatile. You know, last week against Penn State, made a couple of big 3rd down catches, really athletic catches on poorly thrown balls. He's great in protection, and you see the power he can run with in short yardage.
Got a good look from our pylon cam, brought to you by Progressive. Kenny Allen puts through the extra point, so 11 plays, 77 yards. Speight's 4 of 5 passing, but it's a Hill touchdown run. This has the feel of a Big Ten kind of day, doesn't it? The weather, the teams, the records. 2 top 10 teams here. Michigan scoring on the first play of quarter number 2. And what a drive that was for the Wolverines. They did not need a 3rd down play on that drive.
thought it had a lot to do with Wilton Speight throwing the football. You mentioned 4 or 5 on the drive, and most of those were on first down. And that's the way you loosen up a great defense, is you have balance. You don't just turn around and think you're going to run the ball on 1st and 10 6 times and get a touchdown.
That's a good Mawale at the goal line, trying to make something happen. Wisconsin starting at their own 19 on 1st and 10. Give it to Corey Clement. Gain of 3 on the play. Speaking of these top 10 showdowns, the last words you said to me last night, Reese, were I like Stanford. I don't want to throw you under the proverbial bus, but I believe am I quoting you accurately on that. Here's Hornibrook under some pressure, and that will not go for a catch. Tried to hook up with Jazz Peavy, was underthrown. Mo Hurst on the stop.
Well, much like the problem for Stanford last night was a serious pass rush from University of Washington. Right there, pressure from Mo Hurst, very similar. Getting pressure with your front 4. Mo Hurst has been a beast the last 2 weeks. He didn't play early in the year, coming back from injury. But they have 3, 4 of these nose tackles they can rotate in with Hurst, Monet, Glasgow. Tremendous talent up front for Michigan.
Hurst was ringing the bell there. 3rd and 6. Hornibrook throwing. And just a bit too far. Try to find Peavy again. And Peavy's looking around for a flag. All he saw was scribbling on the coverage.
They're having to get the...
Go ahead, Tom.
I was just going to say, they're having to get the ball out so quickly. Hornibrook feels the pressure coming, knows it's coming. So those throws, you'd like to take another second for it to develop. He's trying to get it out quickly, and the timing just isn't there.
Peavy wanted a pass interference, dribbling at his right hand on his shoulder. But as long as you look back for the football, you're going to get the benefit of the downs. Well played.
Anthony Lottie been a little too busy as far as Wisconsin is concerned. Here's Peppers from the 40. And he is knocked back to the 42-yard line by T.J. Watt. And that's the first time we mentioned his name.
Well, play on special teams there,
right?
yeah.
39-yard punt, 4-yard return. 7-0 Michigan, early stages of this second quarter. And Jake Butt is rather popular here in Ann Arbor. Gene Wojciechowski did a terrific piece this morning on Game Day. But to hear Gene say the most famous butt since a Kardashian, I thought that was right there.
My favorite was his dad, you know, head
Yes,
butt.
yes.
That was my favorite.
Here's Speight to throw. Able to connect to Grant Perry, running room down the sideline before Jack Cichy forced him out.
Wisconsin decided to bring some pressure, and it was well diagnosed from Michigan. You're going to see the pressure come from the outside between the offensive line and Davion Smith. They pick it up. Great pocket to throw from. That's as good as it gets. Give some credit to Tim Drevno, their offensive coordinator and offensive line coach. This is a tough defense to prepare for from a protection standpoint, to identify where all these linebackers and secondary players are going to come from and get it picked up for a nice pocket.
Perry's the 5th different receiver to catch a ball today. Handoff to Smith off the pitch, I beg your pardon. Cut it inside. He's inside the 30-yard line. And this is the balance of the Michigan offense.
Certainly is. And you see now, after a quarter and a series of Tim Drevno calling these passes to loosen up this defense, now on a first down, they finally get to a running play.
We're back with a 2nd and 3. Handoff to Ty Isaac. And he has enough for the first down on 2nd and short.
Be interesting to see how Michigan, losing one of their better run blockers in Newsom, now with Bushel Beatty at left tackle, can they continue to establish that line of scrimmage and run the football the way they want? Little wildcat here with Peppers.
Jabrill Peppers seeing some offense. Carried the football twice this season. And Speight was the decoy. That time, Dakota Dixon made the stop on Davion Smith.
Great technique on that handoff.
He's a decoy. You see him sprint to the sideline, whether he has the ball or not. I think as a defender, you flinch and say, gosh, do you second guess yourself? Does he have it or not? They don't give up many points there in Madison.
Handoff, Smith Good second effort there to crash ahead for a yard or two.
And that's the defense that we have seen so far this year from Wisconsin. TJ Watt sets the edge so well. Such a physical presence. You know, this is his first year really playing this position full time. He was a tight end just like his brother coming to Wisconsin. He had 2 knee surgeries, 2 knee injuries. And they said, you know, he said, I didn't want to play tight end because I was worried about people falling on the back of my legs all the time. And he's fallen in love with the defensive mindset.
3rd and 7. Look like a busted play. Spate got away and throws, and in and out of the hands of Grant Perry. And that probably should have been intercepted by Lubin Figueroa.
Wow, you want to talk about why Wisconsin has won games early against top 10 opponents. It's because they've made these plays. Figueroa had a chance to intercept this ball and take it 100 yards the other way, and it goes right through his hands. Dixon misses Spate, does a nice job to avoid him, but a mistake that he got away with.
Kenny Allen is on for a 31-yard field goal attempt, and he missed it. Not even close. Kenny Allen, no good from 31.
He missed 2 of 3 against Penn State. And again, this is clearly a confidence issue for Kenny Allen. Should have been an easy chip shot. Just pushed it.
And that keeps the score 7-0.
Makes him feel a little bit better dropping the interception.
All right, so after the missed 31-yard field goal, here's Wisconsin with the ball. Off the play fake, Alex Hornibrook comes out throwing. And it is dropped. Had Jazz Peavy, it looked like. Jordan Lewis saw the coverage there. First mention of Lewis today.
And this is the 3rd time they've tried to throw the ball down the field to Jazz Peavy. This ball was underthrown, Steve. If this ball was thrown out in front of Peavy, he has the speed to go get it. I think because of the fact that Hornibrook has overthrown him twice already in this game.
And Lewis
underthrew it.
Great job there by Lewis, the corner with his right hand at the very end of the play. He got his head around in time. That allowed him the opportunity to get his hand in there and break it up.
2nd and 10. So Wisconsin has shown they will take a shot. Try to loosen up this Michigan defense, because that's not going to get it done. Corey Clement is stopped by everyone on that Michigan defense. Cassidy.
All right, Steve, Florida State's defense has given up 98 points in his last 2 games combined, and UNC has now put up 21 in the first half against them. Mitch Trubisky gets the reaching TD here, his 2nd touchdown, 6 to play in the 2nd. This one over on ESPN. Steve, Brian Todd, back to you.
Thank you. 3rd down and 10. Ogunbowale checks in. Single setback. 3 receivers on this 3rd and 10. Hornibrook under pressure, he's going to be dropped. Taken down, Taco Charlton was there.
Don Brown said getting Taco Charlton back healthy last week changed his entire defense. He and Glasgow get to the quarterback. He's such a physical presence. Glasgow with back-to-back plays, Steve. He blew up the run play on 2nd down, and then he shows you his versatility as a pass rusher on 3rd down. One of the better players in the Big Ten.
Glasgow's having himself a weekend. Yesterday was his birthday. Makes the big play there. 2nd straight 3 and out for Wisconsin. Peppers on his side of the 50 on the punt return. Lowers his helmet. And Michigan will start inside the 38-yard line.
I just don't get it. Why would you ever punt to Peppers in the middle of the field? That's twice now that they've done that. They're lucky that he didn't break it for a longer return.
You know, you wonder, Todd, you got to think that Paul Chryst has had a sit-down conversation with his punter. But
He needs to have another one then.
He's a true freshman, right? He's a true freshman. So, you know, does he have the experience on a big stage when you tell him, listen, kick the ball outside the numbers? Does he have the control to do that, I wonder?
The leading punt returner in all of college football. Stay away from him.
And that was a low kick, too, a returnable.
So here's Michigan with some great field position now. Quick throw to Amara Darbo. And Darbo is dropped there by Cichy. And some talking going on the field.
I love Jack
Cichy's
Cichy.
involved.
He's a heck of a football player. He's not the biggest guy at 230 pounds, but he's an instinctive player. It's his first time getting an opportunity to start this season at inside linebacker. And he's learned from the Vince Beagles and the Joe Schoberts of the world. And he's an outstanding football player.
Spate told us he's getting away from the trash talking. He's going the Andrew Luck route. When he gets hit by somebody, he's like, good hit, big boy. I appreciate that. Chris Evans had the first down. So we talked to Spate about that and how he handles. Again, everybody saw that Andrew Luck clip. And what was your advice to him, Grease? How did you go when you were playing in the NFL?
Well, I made the mistake one time of telling Rodney Harrison after he hit me, I threw a ball down the field. It was a great play, and he hit me pretty hard. And I said, I was feeling myself. I said, is that all you got? And then the next time he came in, he got the best of me. So I told Will, and I said, listen, don't say that.
And of all people to Rodney Harrison.
I know.
First down and 10 now. Off the play fake. Spate looked like he took a hit before he delivered it to Darbo, and he's wrestled out of bounds by Cichy.
Greasy, what were you thinking, man?
Well, clearly I wasn't.
I think the Andrew Luck approach is a little more effective.
Sometimes you just feel the moment,
I got you.
Big hit there on T.J. Watt. His helmet came off, so he has to come out of the game here in second down situation. So both backup outside linebackers will be in the games.
On 2nd and 8, Kakoa Crawford is the ball carrier. Maybe got back to the line. Obasi got in the way again.
That's the first time we've seen Kakoa Crawford with a rush in this game. True freshman. Good size, 6'2", 200 pounds. Sometimes I think, Jim Harbaugh puts these guys in just to kind of appease them. I wonder if coaches do that around college football and recruiting. They promise them things, get you a couple snaps as a true freshman. And
also has to help put it on film for the other teams to study, give them more guys to worry about. Now Spate has big problems, able to shake a man off. T.J. Watt got to him.
That's just impossible on Davion Smith. You can't block T.J. Watt with a running back. This is poor design here. I don't know if it was a bust but that's just going to be a sack waiting to happen. Davion Smith's one of the best protecting backs in all of college football, but he's not going to block T.J. Watt.
That's an incomplete pass. In case you were questioning that, Wisconsin looked like they were going to pick it up and try to run that into the end zone. Here's Kenny Allen, missed from 31. This is from 43. Has he straightened things out? No good. Allen missing from 31 and now 43. And that keeps this game at 7-0. That was into the wind. Halftime in Ann Arbor. Did you see this coming?
I told you low score.
Did you mean 7-0?
It's low.
Stan. All right, Brian Greasy, make a Picasso out of this. What do you got there, pal?
Now, this is a hard-fought Big Ten matchup with two great defenses. I mean, that's kind of how you're going to have to look at it. It's not going to be pretty.
No.
But in the second half, which quarterback is going to make enough plays? Wilton Spate had a good first quarter, came back, and I thought Wisconsin played better defensively in the second quarter. But Wisconsin and Alex Hornibrook, this is your time. You got to make some plays.
Washington Stanford last night, that wasn't close. That was that top 10 showdown. So this top 10 showdown is close. But we'll see if either team can mount an attack. Michigan has moved the football from time to 2 relatively easy field goal misses. Hurt them, and that's the biggest reason we are at 7-0 to open up quarter number 3.
Well, it'll be interesting to see in the second half. Does Michigan continue to go with Kenny Allen, their senior kicker, after those 2 misses clearly shaken? Or will they go to another kicker? They have a couple of options. Quinn Norton we talked about, but Tice is also another option.
Ryan Tice.
Ryan Tice is a sophomore kicker, so we'll see.
Michigan to get the football to open up this second half. First time since 1947 that Michigan and Wisconsin meet, while both are ranked in the AP top 10. Both came in 4-0, both 1-0 in conference play. And the second half is underway. Michigan will take over. out at the 25-yard line. We always hear about halftime adjustments in football, right? Well, let's see. Spate comes out throwing. And here's Todd McShay.
I think the story of the first half is really Wisconsin's defense continually bailing out this football team. They're doing it without Vince Beagle, too, their star outside linebacker. So to come in with a new starter at a key position and play the way they have, 23 times Michigan had the ball in Wisconsin's area of the field, and they only came up with 7 points in the first half. Pretty remarkable.
That's an unbelievable stat.
Here's Spate. Pocket starts to collapse around him, feeling some of the pressure and able to complete the pass. Grant Perry on the receiving end there.
Well, we'll see. You talk about those adjustments. Certainly Wisconsin made them quickly in that second quarter, getting after Michigan's offense. What does Jim Harbaugh have up his sleeve?
There's one halftime adjustment for Jim Harbaugh.
Glasses.
Hand off to Smith. Picks up a couple.
He went in the locker room and went to school. Came out, ready to go. It's getting a little dark here as clouds rolling in. I really think whichever team runs the football, establishes some kind of a physical running game and takes a little bit of pressure off the quarterback, going to have a better chance of winning in this second half.
Just over midfield. Here's Spate with a hand in his face, able to complete, finds Chesson, and is brought down at the 25-yard line. Garrett Dooley, but not before a gain of 24.
Yeah, and a bust in the coverage on the weak side. Just a little wheel route, and it looked like Dakota Dixon got caught. Number 14, he's playing safety. He's got to be out there. That was an easy throw for Wilton Spate. And now you have that penalty exacerbated by a busted coverage for Wisconsin.
Jessu's fourth catch of the afternoon. 7-0 Michigan. Number 4 in the nation, hosting number 8 in the country. Try to find a seam, and it is intercepted. Wilton Spate turns it over. Intercepted. Derek Tindall, the man you were just talking about, truly is a game changer. And there are no flags.
Give credit to Jack Cichy, the linebacker. We talked about him earlier in the game, what a great athlete he is. He dives for this ball. You'll see him late with his left hand come in. Great anticipation and good ball skills from Tindall. This is the kind of play that Wisconsin has made consistently when they've won games this year. LSU game, Michigan State, they have turned the ball over and made teams pay. Now the question is offensively, can they punch it in?
We showed you earlier, Spate had not been picked off since his first throw of the first game until that play. Cichy gets his hand on it. Tindall a return of 46 yards. And they start with the best field position of the day, the 31-yard line of Michigan, trailing by 7. They stay on the ground with Corey Clement. They lean forward for a yard or two before Chris Wormley brings them down.
Boy, you wonder, when are they going to get Fumagalli involved in the offense? You know, he's been their workhorse. So far, he only has 1 reception for 7 yards in the game. But
only thrown to one time even.
The offense needs to center around him. It's very difficult to run the ball between the tackles with Glasgow, Wormley. Get the ball to your best player, Fumagalli.
Wisconsin knows they have little depth at wide receiver. Wheelwright and Peavy, they try to get the ball to those players. And it is Peavy there. Brings up a 3rd down and short.
They've got to get some balance back in the offense. They came out running the football early in the game, and then by the second quarter, it's almost like they bailed on it. They can get creative, but they're also going to have to rely on Clement at some point to just make some plays.
Well, the other thing, Todd, is in these 3rd down situations, I love Dare Ogunbowale out of the backfield as a receiver. He's dynamic. He can't be guarded by linebackers. Keep an eye on him in this 3rd down.
He stands to the left of Hornibrook.
All out blitz look.
Bringing pressure. Quick throw by Hornibrook. able to complete. You mentioned Fumagalli. There he is. First down, Wisconsin.
Great idea by Alex Hornibrook. He had an all-out blitz. There's nobody left in the middle of the field. Identify it. Get the ball out fast. They're all coming. You got to throw an accurate ball, though. Perfectly thrown. Good execution.
We touched on it earlier. At this point of the field especially, we talked about the Michigan issues kicking field goals. Rafael Gaglianone is out for the season. He's the star kicker for Wisconsin. It would be Andrew Endicott. But they're thinking 7 and not 3 here. First player through is the fullback, Austin Ramish, and he gains maybe a yard on the play.
Center of this offensive line for Wisconsin, Brett Connors, we talked about. Ben Shaw, the right guard. They're getting thrown around. I mean, Wormley, Hurst, Monet, all of them are getting pressure in the backfield. There's nowhere to run the football. The only thing they've had success is on the perimeter.
That's Endicott waiting for his opportunity.
It's Fumagalli in the wing.
Ogunbowale's out there right now as well. On 2nd and 9. Staring right under the pressure and throwing and completing. Daria Ogunbowale, touchdown. And we're an extra point away from a tie game.
He's too good of a weapon not to use him in the passing game. And you can talk all you want about Corey Clement and how he's the workhorse, but Daria Ogunbowale adds a dimension to Wisconsin's offense, and perfect play call and design in that part of the field. He isolates him on Ben Gideon, and Gideon just can't run with him.
Andrew Endicott taking over for Gaglianone. He missed an extra point last week. And that just squeezes through. 17-yard touchdown after a 46-yard interception return. Just like that, with 8:03 to play during quarter number 3. We're tied at 7 in this top 10 throwdown weekend. There's a look at the College Football Playoff National Championship Trophy presented by Dr. Pepper. Both the Badgers and Wolverines hoping to make their first appearance in the College Football Playoff this year, and possibly bringing home the trophy after the National Championship game in Tampa on the 9th of January. And who's going to say no to these two schools? Michigan came in ranked 4th in the country. Why not them? And Wisconsin, I don't know if they're the biggest pleasant surprise, but they're among them at number 8 in the nation.
Certainly a surprise, and no surprise that this has been a low-scoring defensive battle, despite the fact Michigan came in averaging over 45 points a game. We knew that they had not played the toughest defenses in America, but Wisconsin has been up to the task.
Peppers is going to run it out of the end zone, and because of that, takes a big hit. He got rocked down by Serge Tracy. Keeps posted Cassidy, thank you. Handoff again, and Smith. There's a flag. He's got a big gain. He's got a first down and then some. Some more hard running by Davion Smith.
We're going to get Bushel Beatty, the reserve left tackle, for another hold, and it's a good call. They run right by him. He gets that left arm out, and he's pulling on the jersey. He's got to have more, be more sound from a technical standpoint to keep those hands inside.
Holding defense number 65. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
That goes the other way against the nose guard, Olive Songapolu. See if we can see what there he is right here. He's getting double teamed there. Boy. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. I did see the hold on Bushel Beatty, though. I know that.
So Michigan got away with one.
Jeez, that's a rough call.
18-yard run and then the 10-yard penalty. Right back to Smith. Not that time. He's dragged back by Jack Cichy and company.
Boy, Cichy has made play after play. He got the tip on the interception. He's made plays on the perimeter, making plays inside the tackle box. They got to be really happy with the way that he has developed at that inside linebacker position. And they need him. You know, obviously losing some leadership with Vince Beagle out in this game. But the core strength of this defense is their linebackers. You got, when Beagle's healthy, I would put him up against any linebacking crew in America.
Handoff. Second man through is Ty Isaac. Cichy, the leading tackler for Wisconsin, coming in with just 23 tackles on 3rd down and 3. It's Isaac. First down and then some.
What a cut by Ty Isaac. There was nothing initially inside, nowhere for him to go. But watch this lateral cut to the outside. And Todd, the big guy, 230 pounds, showing some versatility.
And we saw Davion Smith as well. Two previous productive runs, had great vision and great cuts in the backfield. So they clearly, the Wolverines, have come out and said, you know, we're going to run the football and impose our will in the second half. And so far on this drive, it's working.
Peppers in a wildcat. Spate is split out top of your screen, the quarterback. So he's not going to throw it to him that time. It's Ty Isaac again, picking his holes. That last conversion was Michigan's, just their second 3rd down conversion of the game.
And Mason
got a first
Cole,
down now.
Yeah, Mason Cole trying to get, watch him come right off. He's going to get the seal block. They're starting to impose that will, as you said. He comes off on Songapolu, pushes him back. And when you get that movement and a single block on the nose guard, you're going to be in business.
Again, it's Peppers. I'm telling you, Grease, he's going to throw it to Spate one of these times. Ty Isaac, the ball carrier.
I think the first thing that's going to happen is he's going to keep it and run around the end.
We haven't seen that yet.
Going to happen. This is an impressive drive, Steve. I mean, they obviously, I think they got a gift-wrapped penalty on the hold on Songapolu, but outside of that, they have run the ball almost exclusively this drive and started to impose their will up front.
It's as if Michigan is finally fed up. Enough of this. And we're going to keep it on the ground. Like Davion Smith there, bounces outside momentarily, won't get back to the line of scrimmage. So more good Wisconsin defense there.
The problem is they've been down here before. They haven't been able to put it in the end zone consistently enough, and then they missed the 2 field goals. So Wisconsin defensively, they know, listen, we can give up all the yards we want. The only thing that matters to us is points. That's why they led all of college football last year, and that's why they're only giving up 11 points this year. This is a huge 3rd down for Michigan.
3rd and 6. 2 tight ends to the right. That's Poggi in motion. Spate to throw. Under pressure. And Spate's going to go down. Sacked by Cichy. Got some help as well from Alec James.
They were running a man beater, Steve. They wanted to get the ball like this. The problem was that on the outside, they were playing zone coverage, Wisconsin was, so there's nowhere to go with this football. They have leverage on both crossing routes, and then they converge on Wilton Spate. Great play call from defensive coordinator Justin Wilcox.
And here is Ryan Tice to attempt his first collegiate kick, replacing Kenny Allen. And Tice from 40. No good. No good. 3rd missed field goal attempt by the Wolverines today. Not today.
This is a real problem.
2 different kickers, missing the 3.
And you know, they didn't kick any field goals last week against Penn State. They decided to go for it. Jim Harbaugh did. So Allen didn't kick anything. The last time he kicked was the week before, where he missed 2 kicks. So certainly no confidence in that right now.
And again, it's a strange juxtaposition as Hornibrook is throwing, had a man wide open, had Jazz Peavy all by himself and couldn't hit him. We thought it was Wisconsin would have the issues with kicking field goals.
This is a good adjustment from Paul Christ. Take a look. Stribling's been overplaying Peavy all day to the inside, looking back at the quarterback. So they make a little adjustment and they call an out breaking route and missed opportunity. Paul Christ is great at taking what your strength is, what you're good at, in Stribling's case, man-to-man coverage, and looking back to the ball and making it a weakness.
Back on the ground to Corey Clement. He's out to the 30. It'll bring up a third down. Jordan Lewis, the stop for Michigan.
Well, that's just the 10th rush for Corey Clement. I get the feeling this game, I mean, it's going to be tight, and third downs are going to be critical. Red zone's going to be critical, and which special teams can not mess it up.
You said it would be a fourth quarter game. And we're a minute 45 away from that fourth quarter. 3rd and 3. To throw. Boybrook hit as he released and can't connect. Trying to hit his fullback, Alec Ingold, out of the backfield.
You start to wonder, Alex Hornibrook in the fourth quarter, are these hits going to start to take their toll? This time, Taco Charlton and Jabrill Peppers. That hurts, folks. That guy comes down on top of you. Start to think about these things as you get later in the game, and they take their effect.
And even more in the kicking game, right? Anthony Lottie started kicking for Wisconsin, the punting, and he was replaced after a couple of rough punts. P.J. Rosowski getting the opportunity. Got some pressure right up the middle, but able to get it away. And Peppers has it, and he'll drop it there at the 35 after a 35-yard punt. Closing into the fourth quarter. Tied at 7. 1st and 20 after they pick up all of the flags. Here's Spate. Dumps it down for Jake Butt. It's been an eternity in between Butt receptions. T.J. Watt made the stop there. We'll go to quarter number 4. Reese did say it would be low scoring. Welcome back to ESPN on ABC College Football, presented by Walmart, as we continue Dr. Pepper's Championship Drive game of the week. And we'll open up quarter number 4, tied at 7. Somewhat ironic, this could be a field goal game in a game in which field goals have been an issue.
Well, and the weather might be an issue as well.
Apparently there's some weather in the vicinity.
Justin Wilcox, his first season as defensive coordinator, he came in, he says, I built on the fundamentals. Dave Aranda is an outstanding defensive coordinator, and they got smart players. Wilcox knows better than to come in and change things, right? He said, I'm going to build on these fundamentals, and he has instilled a confidence in these guys. We're one of the better defenses in college football.
Wilcox has been around the block, 4 stops in the last 10 years. That pass is completed for the short game.
Think about last December. He's fired after the Pac-12 championship game, right? They lose. They give up 41 points to Stanford, and Clay Helton jettisons Justin Wilcox, and just so happens that Dave Aranda then is taking the job at LSU, and this opens up, and what an opportunity.
Timing, right?
Yeah. Speaking of opportunities, big 3rd and 7 here.
You see what Spate has done on 3rd down today. Not good.
First empty set.
Quick pass, able to complete to Darbo. Into the secondary, 1st down. He's into Wisconsin territory.
First time they come out in an empty set, and they get the isolation they want on Figaro, on Darbo. And T.J. Watt, from his defensive end, outside linebacker position, can't drop underneath that slant.
Really, gain of 15 on the play.
Really confident catch there, too. Plucking that ball on the run with a defender there. Darbo's had some drops in recent weeks. That was a big-time catch.
On 1st down, off the play fake. Spate looking for it. Has Darbo. Touchdown, Michigan. Something for the home crowd to cheer about.
Amara Darbo has established himself as a go-to receiver for Michigan. Last year it was Chesson. This year Darbo has come on. He has been reliable. He runs great routes. He's strong. He catches a big 3rd down and then gets behind the defense to break this game open.
And nothing is guaranteed with a kicking game today. That's Ryan Tice, who pushed through the extra point. Tice now 6 for 6 on extra points. 14-7 Michigan.
It's that difference. When you're playing good defenses and you have a chance to beat man coverage, as a quarterback, you have got to make them pay. And Wilton Speight certainly did right there.
Spate's deep accuracy is really a strength of his game, I'd say.
I agree, Tom.
Kenny Allen will kick it in the air. Goes out of the end zone. Starting out at the 25-yard line. Pitch to Corey Clement. Clement's taken down for a loss. Jordan Lewis, the tackle.
We talk so much about Jordan Lewis as an All-American corner and his cover skills. Probably the best cover corner in America with Des King from Iowa. But look at him, physical tackling on the edge. That is a complete corner.
Lewis making his season debut in the Penn State game. They needed him back, especially with the absence of Jeremy Clark. There's Clement now. Wisconsin has had just one possession of more than 6 plays this afternoon. That speaks to just the 7 points on the board.
Yep, tough sled. It's not going to make it any easier on Alex Hornibrook. You know, sometimes his quarterback, the elements have the worst timing.
It always rains in the movies, too. In the fourth quarter, trailing by 7.
Drama.
Young quarterback on the road, 111,000 people. Hoping you fail. 3rd and 5. Hornibrook able to complete. Juggling, great catch, but it's not enough for the first down.
Guess who again? Making a huge play. Not batting the ball or intercepting it, but Jordan Lewis on the tackle. If he doesn't get this tackle, Wheelwright gets a first down and a fresh set of downs. I mean, this is a huge play by Jordan Lewis.
Wisconsin in punt formation now. They'll get it away with Lottie. Peppers will hang on. Michigan has the football. For Amara Darboh, it's a career-long catch, and it's given Michigan the lead.
So I know Jim Harbaugh wants to squeeze the air out of the ball right here and run it on the ground. 4-minute offense. You got to be careful, though. Wisconsin has all 3 timeouts, and there's only 6 minutes, so you got to run your offense here. You can't go into a shell.
Come out with Ty Isaac as the tailback. Henry Poggi is the fullback. 2 tight ends. Hand it off to Isaac, and he's dropped down after the big stop there by Dakota Dixon. Very good, Cass. She's paying attention. She knows what time it is. Chris Evans, the ball carrier.
Chris Evans with the ball.
Sangapulu made the stop.
Okay, so
3rd down.
You run first down, no gain. You run 2nd down, gain of 3, and now 3rd and 6. This is where in your back pocket you got to have that play on your call sheet that you've gone over with your quarterback and he feels comfortable with, and that you can execute, because these are the kinds of plays that win games right here.
So the 3rd down conversion rate, not good today, has been excellent in the first 4 games. 3rd and 6. Under pressure. Speight is dropped. Garrett Dooley brought him down. And a huge defensive play by the Badgers.
And this is the substitute for Vince Beagle. It's Dooley off the edge. There's a miscommunication between the right tackle, Magnuson, and the back, Davion Smith. One of those 2 guys has to be responsible for the outside linebacker, and give credit to Justin Wilcox with another 30 front look that confuses Michigan's protection.
4th Badgers sack of the afternoon. Kenny Allen will put it in the air. And it's Peavy from the 22. Jazz Peavy. Navy gets a couple. 4:05 left after the 53-yard punt. See what Alex Hornibrook is made of here. made up of handing it off to Corey Clement. Giddy in the stop.
Tough spot for a young quarterback, freshman quarterback, making his second start. Under 4 minutes left, down 7. You can't hear it right this second, but once they get going up over the football, this place is erupting. It's going to be hard to check out of plays and do anything unless it's hand signals. It's going to be interesting to see how he responds, Hornibrook, to this moment.
Channing Strubling picks it off. Strubling the pick. And we'll see if that's all for Wisconsin.
Alex Hornibrook did not flinch last week in East Lansing. He flinched for the first time in this game. Roll it, guys. You're going to see there's pressure. He could have taken one hitch and let that ball go to the wide receiver, but he took another hitch, and then he got hit, and that's why the ball went high. He had no control over it after he got hit in the stomach. And, you know, as a quarterback, when you have indecision, usually leads to disaster.
Both times Hornibrook's been picked off, it has been Channing Strubling. And that's a tough spot for the young quarterback. Michigan will take over. Chance for Harbaugh to squeeze some more air out of that football. Davion Smith.
Can you give credit to that defensive line for Michigan? Glasgow has had a whale of a game.
Wisconsin just used their first timeout. 2nd down and 10. After the timeout, here's Isaac. You think he'll stay in bounds, and he will. T.J. Watt able to bring him down.
This game's not over here. You know, this
3rd
is
and 6.
Yeah, they still have a timeout left for Wisconsin, and you know they get a stop here, call a timeout. There's going to be plenty of time left. The question is, you know, where is this offense for Wisconsin and Alex Hornibrook mentally to get back in this game? You know, last week against Michigan State, their offense didn't have to win the game. It was their defense that scored the go-ahead, the touchdown that took it from 13-7 to 27. This time it's all on their back. Defense can't help them out.
Michigan 3 for 13 on 3rd downs. Wisconsin has just one timeout left. Ty Evans, I beg your pardon. And I'll tell you what, that's an educated crowd here at Michigan. How quiet were they to let the offense operate there in that spot? And Wisconsin uses their final timeout.
They're going to get the ball back a little less than 3 minutes. Plenty of time. I mean, that's an eternity, even though you don't have timeouts. But right now on the sideline, Alex Hornibrook needs to be with Paul Chryst, and they need to be talking about ways to get the ball out of his hand quickly. You can't hold the ball against this front four. Even if they're just rushing 4, you have to get a little bit of momentum. And the most important thing in that 2-minute drill is that first down. A couple of completions to tire out that defensive line for Michigan. That's what I would be telling Hornibrook right now.
How about a special teams play? Peavy's back. Kenny Allen, no problem there. And the fair catch for Peavy. Wisconsin will take over at their own 8 after a 33-yard punt with 2:59 left. And no timeouts to do it. Dario Ogunbowale is the single setback. Hornibrook. Ogunbowale. Knocked out of bounds by who else? Jabrill Peppers.
It's interesting, Steve. Don Brown, defensive coordinator for Michigan. That's the first time I've seen him play zone coverage in this game. So on his 2-minute drill, we always talk about the prevent defense, right? That's not who Don Brown is. But in this situation, backed up inside the 10, I don't totally disagree with it. You don't want to have a man coverage break 1 tackle and he goes 80.
So after the completion, no gain, 2nd and 10. Hornibrook throwing. Incomplete. Wheelwright couldn't take it off the turf. 3rd and 10.
Would have been a tough catch. But your quarterback is under siege back there. You got to go down and make this play. One hitch is about all the time you have. Wheelwright's got to make that.
And making matters worse, he was shaken up after the play. That's Wheelwright, who's down on the ground. Two and a half to play on the clock.
Either way, I think we found out tonight these two defenses are for real. I mean, we certainly we had thoughts that Michigan was going to be an elite defense this year with what they had coming back. But both defenses, interesting, are making that transition with coordinators. DJ Durkin from Michigan goes to the head coaching spot at Maryland, and you bring in Don Brown. And then Dave Aranda goes to LSU, and Justin Wilcox comes in. And what's been most impressive is it's been seamless, the transition with these two defenses.
And for Wisconsin, whether they lose or not today, and the tremendous defense they have played again without Vince Beagle, their defensive leader.
You got 2 downs here. You don't have to get it all in one shot.
And again, no timeouts. Finally, it's Fumagalli, and the ball comes out. 4th and 10.
Boy, I mean, you got to help. You got to help your quarterback, right? Wheelwright doesn't go down and get it. Fumagalli, it's in your hands. Who's going to help the quarterback? Because at the end of the day, everybody's going to look at the score 14-7 and blame Hornibrook. But Paul Chryst knows you got to help your guy out.
No question.
And the center's getting beat like a drum right now. Brett Connors, he can't block last guy. So, but you got to overcome.
4th and 10, here we go. Trailing by 7. No timeouts. Down the middle of the field. Intercepted. Jordan Lewis with your exclamation point. And very likely the dagger.
You got George rushing out there on Jordan Lewis, and Lewis has made play after play in this game. We saw him in the running game, and if this isn't a Sports Center top 10 play, I don't know what is. Wow.
And with the game on the line, makes that play.
I mean, he's been just smothering these receivers all day long. They haven't thrown his way a whole lot, and that's why. I mean, this guy, not only is he Velcro, as Don Brown would call it, on the receiver all day, but he can make the play on the ball too. He's a special player.
Jim Harbaugh is not alone when he breathes a sigh of relief. Got some company from 111,000 people in the big house here today. Wisconsin cannot stop the clock, trailing by 7. Handoff.
You know, we talked to Jordan Lewis last night. He's such a confident kid. Obviously, the skill jumps out at you when you watch him play. But what you get to see when you're around these kids and just having a conversation is their leadership. And he has taken over leadership here. Everybody talks about Peppers, Heisman this, Heisman that. This might be the best player on this team, is number 26. And that's not taking anything away from Jabrill Peppers. But Jordan Lewis is going to have a long career in the NFL.
Wisconsin has their bye coming up. 2nd down and 8. Smith the ball carrier. Cichy another stop. Bring up a 3rd down.
But I did think it was interesting talking with both Tim Drevno and Don Brown last night that they said, you know, we're starting to put things together. Things are starting to gel. We're having carryover from week to week in the learning, at least defensively for Don Brown. He said everybody is on the wave together. We don't have one bust here or one bust there and 10 guys playing on the same wave. We have all 11 guys playing on that wave, and there's no question that Michigan's going to be tough to beat.
Wisconsin needs a stop here to have any chance. And that should do it. That play took just enough time that now they don't have to run another play.
And these two coaches, longtime friends, you know, respect each other to the end. Harbaugh said, you know, we respect each other, we love each other. We're going to try to gouge each other's eyes out for 3 hours, make no mistake. but a ton of respect between Paul Chryst and Jim Harbaugh.
How good are Kenny Allen and Ryan Tice feeling right about now? Michigan's going to hang on. Michigan knew there'd be a game they wouldn't score 45 points in. And this was it. They score 14, and that's enough to beat Wisconsin. Michigan goes to 5-0, 2-0 in the conference. They'll travel to Rutgers next week. Wisconsin suffers their first loss of the season. They have the bye. Be sure to tune into ABC tonight at 8 Eastern. Saturday Night Football. Louisville takes on Clemson. Another top 10 showdown. That's it for our top 10 showdown. Michigan gets by Wisconsin here in Ann Arbor, 14-7. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night, everybody.